Okay, so today we are going to be doing contains duplicate. All right, and this is an easy problem. And so basically, given an integer array nums, we're going to return true if any value appears at least twice in the array, and return false if every element is distinct. Okay, so there's a few ways of going about this, but there's a pretty funny video that right now that I just recently saw on YouTube, and it said, if there's any programming problem and you don't know what to do, if you're in a technical interview and they throw a problem at you and you're not sure what to do, well, just throw a hash map at it and see if that improves the situation. And so generally, hash maps, they are a go-to for a lot of these solutions. And so that's my intuition at first too. In fact, it was a hash map problem that allowed me to get my current position. But hash maps may not always be the best way. So, and we'll see why. Okay, so let's look at this. So if we're looking at an example here, basically, if we're doing a hash map implementation, basically there's a key value for a hash map, and so let's pretend like so right here, let's pretend that this is the start of our hash map. And so let's say that we're looping through this and we see 1. Okay, so let's just say that this is going to be our key, and we'll give it a value of 1 because we've seen it. All right, and then we see it again, and so we're going to look it up, see if its value is not null, and if it's not null, then we're going to add another 1 to it. In this case, we could just return true. But what if these were not there? And what if this was not there? And what if this was not there? Okay, well, it's going to look it up, and then it's going to add it in. So all we need to do is, that's exactly all we have to do is look it up, and then add it to it. And if it's already there, if the value's already 1, we're just going to return true because it's a duplicate. All right, any duplicate, we return true. So let's just go ahead and code this out, and then we'll see if there could be a better way of doing it. All right, so let's see here. So what we want to do here is we want to first, we want to check to see if there's anything in nums, because if there's not, or if there's only one thing in nums, it can't return a duplicate. So here we can just say if nums is equal to null, or nums.length is less than or equal to 1. Okay, if these two conditions, either of these two conditions are true, we can just return false. It doesn't exist. All right, and then what we want to do right now is we want to create that hash map, and we're going to create it with an integer for the key and an integer for the value. We'll just call it map. Okay, and so what we're going to do is we're just going to loop through all those values. We're just going to say for and n and nums. Got a little ahead of myself there. And we're going to say if map.get. So we're going to get the, map.getN, so that's our key, is n, and if it is equal to null, we're going to say map dot put. And we're going to put our key, which is n, and we're going to put a value of 1. Okay. Else, we're going to return true. All right. So if it's equal to null, we're going to put it on there. And then if it's not equal to null, it means it's already there, and we can just go ahead and return true. All right. So if we get through this whole loop and it never returns true, we know we can just go ahead and return false. So let's go ahead and run that code. Accepted. Let's go ahead and submit it. Okay. 13 milliseconds, 40, 49, roughly 50% on both. All right. Now here's the deal. The deal is we have in a hash map, we are looking to see if it's there, and then we're doing another operation to put it there. Okay. So we're doing basically 2 operations. And, if we could improve that, it might be a little bit better for us. So one way to improve it is instead of a map where we have these 2, we have a key and a value, why not just have a single key? Okay, well, a value. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to change this to a set. Okay, so hash map stores it in key value pairs, and then a hash set does not store it in pairs. It just stores that value. So here we're going to have a hash set, and it's going to just contain a single integer, and we'll call this a set, and we'll say new hash set. So for in nums, we're going to say map dot add, or if we are not able to add. Okay, so what we want to do here is so if we're not able to add the n, it means that there's already a value there. Okay, so it's going to return false if it cannot add that number. And it only cannot add that number if that number already exists. And so if that's true, if the number already exists, we can just return true here. Okay, and we can get rid of this else statement. All right. And so that's basically it. It's a single operation. All right. And so let's go ahead and run this. Oops. If map dot, if not map dot set, this is set. That's what we get for trying to use old code. So set.add. And so let's go ahead and submit that. Right now it's 50-50. Let's see if we can improve upon that. And so now these numbers are all over the place. There's no way that... But anyways, so it did improve on the speed. But, generally this is an even better solution than the hash map. All right, because we're using fewer operations. In mission critical computing, those operations matter. All right. Now, maybe in general computing, general business like applications, when you're not dealing with very large user bases, then you can get by. But if it really is critical, you're going to try and figure out the most basic solution, the one that uses the least operations. And so if it really matters, you might even get down to some lower level languages. But, so yeah, in this case, all I'm just trying to say is fewer operations equals good. All right. So if this was useful for you, and you want to join me on this journey, like I said before, like and subscribe the video, and we will do this together. I will keep on keeping on. All right, and I will see you in the next one.